Damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth? On FHO Podcast Radio.
FHO is a lifestyle, a movement, grown folks' business.
Hey, man.
You thought we was playing. We are live right now. It's your boy, Big Cell, FHO's HNIC, Mr. Him Be Everywhere.
What up, man? It's your boy, man. We back. Thursday night, I got a banger, strangler, and dangler for you, man. You feel what I'm saying? I got my OG, I call him Unc. I got Unc on the phone, man, and tonight we gonna talk about how this thing all started, man. A lot of you little young whippersnappers, think y'all be doing something, man. Think y'all be doing something with this old racing game, man, and Unc done started this stuff, man, and done did it, man, and done put it down. So tonight, man, I got a special guest live via telephone conference right here on FHO Podcast Radio. Check this out. If you're brand new to FHO, FHO is a movement for you. If you want to know anything about motorcycling, how to ride one, where to buy one, what to buy, handlebar, whatever you want to know about motorcycling, the culture, the lifestyle, that's what FHO is. FHO is a brand of independent riders who come together to ride motorcycles, man, and put this thing down. We do cross-country trips. If you want to go cross-country, hit me up. Anything you want to know, hit us up, man. You got the hotline. You got the website. The website is fastharleysonly.com. Go to fastharleysonly.com. You can see everything you want to do. We also have membership available. And check this out. Everything that you see is done from your donations. The cameras you see, the lights you see, the microphones, the setup, all this is because of your donations. So please make sure you donate to the channel, donate to the cause, man, especially if we are making an improvement or giving you some education on this motorcycle etiquette protocol, the whole 9 yards. But tonight on the phone live, I got my Unc, one of the greatest cats to ever straddle a motorcycle, on the phone. I'm going to let him introduce himself. You guys saw the title. Yes, it's really him, OG, Uncle Tommy. You feel what I'm saying? Tommy Bolton. I call him 200T. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I call him. Hey, Uncle 200T, man, what's happening, baby? So it is what it is.
What's going on with your nephew? How you doing?
Man, I ain't making no noise, man. Look here, man. I just want to say this, Unc. I love you. I thank you for doing this podcast with me, man, tonight. I thank you for being on, man, and I just thank you for everything that you've done, your contribution, man, and everything that you shared with me to put me down on this stuff, man. You know, I was, and the whole 9 yards. So let's talk about it, Unc, man. What's going on with you, man?
Oh, man, I'm just working, trying to make, doing my bike thing, doing the baggers and drag bikes, all of that stuff. Like I always said, I told a guy years ago, if it had to be a motorcycle decathlon, I'm your guy because I've done everything there is with a motorcycle. Everything.
You done done it all, huh? Yeah, you done done it all.
I've done it all. And had fun doing it. And that's the main thing. Had fun doing it.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's take this thing back to the beginning. We're gonna get right to it. See, on this show, Unc, you can curse, you can say what the fuck you want to say, and you can say it how the fuck you want to say it. Yeah, you can say it how the fuck you want to say it. Oh yeah, we all in, man. Nephew, all in, man. We ain't playing no game.
Okay.
We ain't playing no game.
Well, I got my own type of language, what they call Tom Banglish.
Tom Banglish.
Tom Banglish.
Well, you can speak it right here, man.
A lot of people can't understand what I'm saying sometimes, and my boy put it best. He said that's what we call Tom Banglish.
Tom Banglish. Well, you can speak it tonight. We got you tonight. So let's take this thing back to the beginning, man. At what point did you realize that this motorcycle shit was what you wanted to do?
Oh man, you're gonna laugh and you're gonna cry all at the same time. It goes back to your OG, your uncle. When I used to see them cats hanging out at this guy's shop called the Honda Man back in L.A. on 126th and Main, and
Wow.
that's where it all started at right there. You know, that's
Okay.
where it all started at.
On
Right
126th and
there.
Main, right there.
Yeah, right there.
In the heart of South Central Los Angeles.
In the heart.
Well,
In the heart.
126, that's borderline LA Compton. So you right there on the borderline, 126. That's, some people go claim Compton, some people go claim LA, but right there. So how old were you when you discovered, hey, this is what it is, man?
I had to say I was like 11 years old.
Wow. Okay.
11 years old.
So at 11 years old, you sitting you on 126 in Maine. They must be in a garage or in the shop or something, and they tooling on some motorcycles or whatever. And your eyes get big, and you say, "This is what the fuck I want to do."
Yeah, I came back and and I said, well, this is it. This is where I'm, this is what I'm going to do. And then as I went to school, and back then school they had crafts, all the things that you want to learn. They had all of that stuff and
auto mechanic, wood shop, wood shop, all that stuff. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So not knowing that that this is going to be what I'm going to make my living on, but we was probably in the I said the 8th grade, and the local motorcycle club, which was across the street from my mom's house on 120th in Maine, was the L.A. Deuces.
The Deuces. Okay, shout out to the Deuces. Shout out to the Deuces.
Yeah, yeah. So and when they would cross the street, I would go over there and Bobby used to hang out at the Honda Man shop on 126th in Maine. That allowed me to meet and know everybody. So when it allowed me to meet and know everybody, that may open the door for me to, as a kid, to walk up into their club.
So you was one of them little young jitterbugs, them little young hotheads. Just always, every time they look up, you running around there. That's what you doing. You running around, hanging out with the OGs.
I was hanging around with the old dudes at that age.
Yeah.
So I was man, you want to laugh at this right here. I was, I'm fast forward, and I was 15 years old, and I was a full-fledged patch-wearing kid of the Deuces.
Wow. So at 15 years old,
yeah.
you telling me you used to rock a Deuces patch?
I was doing it.
Wow.
I was doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a motorcycle history for your ass back then. 15 years old.
But that it was so this is how I got to know just about everybody when it came to the motorcycle set back then. So
let me ask you this: Did your love for speed or for racing, did it start with cars or it started strictly with motorcycles? You went straight into motorcycles.
No, it started with mini bikes.
Okay, mini bikes.
Started with the mini bikes, and it just kept on going from that point on.
So when you got into mini bikes, and I'm asking you, who was the baddest mini bike builder back in the day? Who had the baddest and fastest mini bike back in the day?
It was between me and James Lillick right there on 127th in San Pedro.
You and James, huh? You and James used to battle on the mini bike thing, huh?
All day long. All day.
So was y'all was the little bad kids that used to ride them in the street? Everybody used to tell y'all get out the street?
Yeah, well, I knew I was bit. I was bit because I had the motorcycle fever.
Yeah.
And ran, having wrecks and dirt bikes and all of that little junk. I did it all,
That part right there. So you go from hanging around, you hanging around the shop, then you hanging around the club. You actually say you was a full patch member at 15. We're not going to even ask how that happened because we know you're supposed to be 21 to join a motorcycle club. But back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
How can I say it? I was mature for my age.
You was mature, but yeah.
Yeah.
So you go from that to at what? Okay, so let's talk about this because see this is the part that a lot of people don't know which way to go at this point in time. So is it what prompts you to have your first race and to say, hey, from this point forward, I want to be a racer? What was your first race? Was it a dare? Was it somebody calling you out? Was it just, was it you picking on somebody or what? What was it? And was it a street race or a legal race?
Both. Both.
Okay.
Both. Because, me and James raced the mini bikes back as kids, as kids all through LA, and we had a ball doing that. And and then all this stuff happened. I look back now, all this stuff happened so fast that it was crazy. Me and Jamesy was racing. Like I said, my mom stayed on 120th in Maine, and so all up and down Maine, anybody that know anything about motorsports or of anything, any of your listeners now that know anything about motorsports, we stayed on 120th in Maine, and you go south down 120th in Maine, you got so many shops, and I'm gonna name them right quick. We're going down 120th in Maine, then you got Parnelli Jones shop down there, so you get to hang out at Parnelli Jones.
Okay.
You go a little bit further, then you got this guy that they just honored, Ed Iskandarian, that still makes a lot of car cams and stuff. So we still on Main Street.
Yeah.
And you go a little bit further. And then you got American Honda on the right side of the street. American Honda, the Honda import company at the time, and then American Honda Racing. So we hung out at their back doors.
Okay.
And when they talk about Jamesy, he was just I hung out a little bit more than Jamesy, so I picked up a little bit more knowledge. Because when they said shoot, I stayed around there.
Okay.
And then to keep on going, you go down the street a little bit further, and these cats, there was another shop called RC Engineering. RC Engineering and I was 13 at the time. RC Engineering was the company were two guys that turned motorcycles all the way around, all the way around now. Where Vance and Hines worked, Byron Hines and Terry Vance worked there.
Wow.
And I used to see Matt Hines. He was in the stroller, and I got cool with Byron where he would let me in the shop. So that showed me another part of racing right there, at the professional state. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. So he seen me looking in the trash cans and then getting some of their old hot rod magazines and the drag racing magazines. And Street Chopper was the magazine at the time. And I got to know him, and then he started letting me come in the shop.
So how was not to cut you off, but how was the race thing back then? Was it a black and white thing back then, or was it?
Man!
Or was it just if you raced, it was all cool back then?
No, this is what I try to tell these cats. Now, these cats, like you said.
Hold on. Whatever you're doing, you must be moving around because we're losing you. You're going in and out. If you're moving around, okay.
Oh, okay. I said it's something that you said earlier. There's so many things that these guys don't understand that happened back in the day when I used to watch all of these guys race and prepare for bikes and stuff. They say it wasn't a black and a white thing, but it was. It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
It was a truly deal because the blacks didn't have blacks had just as good equipment as some of the whites, but the whites just had a little bit better equipment.
Yeah.
And then so that made me pay more attention to what they was doing, because how could you say, I grew up in an area where I seen all of it, because I hung out. I would go down there and hang out over there at this guy's shop, and then I would come back. And now I go by the black guy's shop, and I could pick apart the two different ways of the way that everybody handled their business. You kind of follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And I seen this firsthand.
So you had considered what they call the best of both worlds. You was learning both techniques. You was learning how the whites do it. You was learning how the blacks do it. You was learning the difference, and then you was learning how. See, because what it sounded like you just said too to me is that you was learning how the blacks did it without the tools, and how the whites did it with the tools, but they didn't have, So you was picking apart the good and the bad from both sides.
Yeah, and then so I got to watch all of it, and then so as I got a hair older, me and Jamesy, we on Sunday mornings would be our as you say, our test and tune. We'd go ride all the way down Main and run into the Goodyear factory, where they had the Goodyear blimp at, right?
Yeah, back up in there by Dominguez, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but check this out. Now, you finna laugh at this. Let me show you how crazy we was. So we go out there. Jamesy's got a KDX 100 two-stroke. I got a SL 125 that I built that we had them chopped down like drag bikes.
Okay.
We couldn't have been no more than 14 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go down Main, and we go to the Goodyear plant where they had the blimp at.
Uh-huh.
So we up in there, and we, as they said, we tooling around, we burning out, and we doing all the stupid stuff, acting a fool on these bikes, right?
Okay.
So the white guy comes out and tells us, hey, y'all need to get, just like looking at us like, hey, you guys need to get out of that area, right? And so we like, okay, whatever, man. So we laughing, and we leave. Then we come back a week or so later like he ain't said anything, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we back there racing like we having the Nationals right then, okay?
Okay.
We having the Nationals. So we come back one Sunday evening, we out there flying. White guy comes out of the shop, and he's like, we used to him when he waves at us, he'd be like trying to get us, tell us to leave, right?
Yeah.
But this time the guy waved at us and said, "Come here." Well, Jamesy, he wasn't playing. He got up and left, right?
Okay.
But to show you how the bros was back then, I turned around, and I went to see what this white guy wanted, right? Went back, talked to the white guy, seen him, and he got to talking to me. And just like my homie, my little dude, he came back looking for me. The white guy sit there and talk to me, then talk to him, and then took us inside his shop. And then he told us, hey, y'all need some tires for y'all bike, and gave us some slicks.
Wow.
Now check this out. This is where it gets even crazy. Guess who the white guy was?
Who?
Carol Shelby.
Mr. Shelby.
Carol's the original.
Yeah. Mr. Shelby.
Yeah. So from that time to I would say from a kid to all the way till I was probably 31, 32 years old, I never had to buy a slick. He made sure them guys gave me tires.
Wow, Mr. Shelby himself.
Carol himself.
And at that time, you didn't even have a clue who he was. You just thought he was a cool white dude.
And I just thought he was a cool white dude with a goofy hat on.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So at some point, you guys graduate. You guys are getting bigger and better bikes. Was your first bike given to you, or did you have to build it piece by piece?
Man, I had to build my first bike. Come on now.
Yeah. Come
on, and and my first shop my first shop was in the back of the Deuces Motorcycle Club, and and they, and so I learned back then how to deal with everybody as a kid. I'm going to Lock High, Gompers Junior High and Lock High,
Yeah.
right there, and I got grown men coming up to the school looking for me for come on work on the bike at the clubhouse or something like that. So I
So
learned
how
all of
old
that
were you?
stuff.
How old were you when you opened up your first shop? How old were you? What you call your first shop? How old were you?
I was probably 15 and a half, something
Wow.
like that,
Okay.
and then then I moved out of the clubhouse and went back to my mom's house and worked right there, and I was cool. Then I had another older gentleman come get me and told me uh, I could put my shop in the back of his shop. So this is where I pick up on. This is why when somebody look at me and say, "Oh, you just now started to get off in the Harleys," and I was like, "Yeah, right, whatever," So I had I probably was not even. I was probably just turning 16 at the time, and a guy named uh, James McCullen came and picked me up, better known as Pee Wee
I remember.
of
I know Pee
the
Wee.
of the L.A. Defiant ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a shop in the back of his shop, which was called Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo. What was Pee Wee shop at?
It was right on 91st and Western at the time.
Okay.
It was called Pee Wee's Trim and Custom.
Okay. So you at this time, at this point, you bouncing around from shop to shop. You go from the Deuces to now you over here with Pee Wee. Now at this time, are you considered one of the baddest, bike builders or or are you a builder or are you just a repairman at this time? Are you just repairing bikes?
Well, at the time, I was in, like you said, I was in between. I was a white guy named James McGlynn, who was like my godfather, who recently died last year, and he was the one to expose me to the real drag racing world.
Okay.
He took me to my first race at 15 to Phoenix City, Alabama. So that's where I got to really learn and see. We California kids, so we didn't know nothing about black or white or prejudice or any of that stuff. But when you went to races back in Phoenix City, Alabama, and in Ohio and all of this junk, you seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about that junk. I'm California. We free.
Yeah.
But
We lay back and we chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, and I seen it. I was like, wow.
So your first trip or your first introduction to drag strip, you left California and went. Well, you didn't leave, but you took a trip from California to Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, and then when I went to Phoenix City, Alabama, and Byron and Terry was still racing for RC Engineering, and when they seen me there, they was like, "Hey, man, what's going on? What you doing here, Tom?" And I told them, and I was like, they was like, and that opened the door for me to go just about anywhere with the racers.
Okay. Real quick, let me get some shout outs, man. Real quick. Say, man, y'all listening to my man, my uncle, my partner, Uncle Tommy, man, Uncle T200, man. He giving y'all some real history, laying down some real facts. And it's just a blessing to have him on the phone, man, and he's teaching you something. Mr. Shelby gave him his first set of tires. Imagine that. So real quick, shout out to Ike Davis, Michael Nolan, Twin Foe and Simone, Bear Miller, Yolanda Brown, Swift, Charles Pompey, Chuck Brooks, O-Dog Fletch, Joseph Pierce, Bobby Lash, Romy Rome, Glenn Prude, Anything Wheels, It's Big Neil, Big Man Chris. Shout out to my man Felix Edwards. Appreciate the donation. Lil John, my man I Guy, appreciate that donation. My man DJ Vegas, what up, wife? The wifey Tamika Sheila's on, the Queen. Lil John 3, my man V, what's happening? D Minor, Mr. Road King, what's happening, brother? Street Rozzy. I Guy, what's happening? Ron Smith, Mr. Road King again, R. Caldwell, Georgia Boy 23, Dirty D's, Big Man Chris, and Big Jam. Okay, So shout out to everybody, man, especially those that's dropped a donation. My man Felix Edwards, salute. My man I God, salute, man. Appreciate you guys for showing the love. You guys are listening to a real live legend, Tommy Bolton, from Tombo Racing, is taking you through his whole entire journey of how he got started. And it's interesting because basically from just hanging out and catching the bug, like you said, at 11, Uncle Tommy, you're now here now. You take a trip across the world, and now you're introduced to drag racing. And how much different is it for you now when you're actually seeing a professional race as opposed to what you've been doing?
Yeah, well, it's still, it's I hate to say it, but it's just business as usual for me now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's business as usual for me. And then as a kid, I expose, some of the things that I see now, and you're gonna really laugh at what I'm gonna tell you now. Is I look at the, a lot of the dudes in my neighborhood followed me into this motorcycle thing, and one guy, who I'm finna say, he's down there with you, and you're gonna laugh, but you know who he is. I ain't even got to say. The tall light skinned dude that's down there raising hell all the time.
Talk about the burglar.
I gave him the name.
The burglar.
I gave him the name.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was right there in the beginning, in the neighborhood. His dad was one of the ones that didn't get mad when we made all the noise with the mini bikes, and didn't get mad when we started racing up and down the street. Never did.
Wow. Okay, so the burglar was right there with you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is the culture shock. You go from racing on the streets of Los Angeles, you go out here to Alabama, you see the racism, but you see the drag, the drag strips, and then you meet your boys now. What I'm saying is, how different was the shock of what you thought you was doing as racing to see now the professional racing? How different was that shock?
It was quite different. It was quite different because we raced on the street so much, and then when we came to the track, then you had to adapt. You had to really play the adapt thing, because the same thing that worked on the street doesn't work on the track. So it was a whole different ride, a whole different culture, a whole different thing. So you had to learn how to adjust right away, or you went home early. And I didn't like to go home, so.
So when you went to Alabama, you went to race, or you just went to spectate?
No, I went to as a part of a pit crew.
Okay.
For this motorcycle shop. Now, this motorcycle is a company called MTC Engineering that makes clutches, pistons, manufactures pistons, clutches for bikes all over the country, all over the world now. MTC Engineering. And at the time, there was a guy named Kent Tipton that owned the company, and they had a race bike, and I went with Honda Jim to maintain the race bike.
Okay.
So, it wasn't no playing around, so I didn't get a chance to really play around.
Wow. So you go from California to Alabama to your first drag race as a pit crew, as one of the mechanics, and now you're actually watching this. So for me, I would be kind of nervous and excited. I guess it's okay. We finna go to Alabama. I'm working on a professional race bike or a race bike at that time. I don't know if you would call it professional. And then to get down there and to see all these other bikes, because I can imagine growing up, Uncle, did you see a lot of drag bikes, or was you around a lot of drag bikes in Los Angeles?
No.
Okay.
No, but he opened the doors up for me, because when Barnes seen me with Honda Jim, then he just kept on opening more and more doors for me.
Okay.
And because they seen that, he must be okay. He must know what he's doing, because he's with Honda Jim, which Honda Jim was building award-winning drag bikes at the time, record-holding bikes. So he's with him, and he wasn't gonna waste his time with somebody that didn't have knowledge of what was going on.
I got you. So from there, like I said, so actually that kind of what you're saying is that kind of certified you. That kind of solidified you and certified you as, hey, I'm Tommy and I'm the man.
Here.
Right? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so how long did you stay working for them before you say, hey, I want to try this myself? How long do you what's that transition like?
Well, that transition was like going to school, and this is what I want to do. At that time, I made my mind up. I don't want to do nothing else. You don't want to
do nothing else like what? Work on them, or you don't want to do nothing else but motorcycling? I mean,
I don't want to do anything but motorcycles.
Okay.
So that's what I ended up doing. I think I made the right decision, staying into this stuff. And it's been a lot of ups and downs and all of that kind of thing. But it is life, But the motorcycles that gave me an opportunity to do and go everywhere I want to go,
Yeah. So you go from pit crew to racer. When did that happen?
I started being the racer. I started doing racing. I had to be ready about 17, and one of the biggest I got, my life is filled with so many highlights. At that time, at that time you had the Southern Motorcycle Council
Okay.
at the time, and they would give a race every year.
Uh-huh.
Every year they would give a race out at Salton Sea.
Salton Sea, man.
And I would go to Salton Sea every year, and I'd be like, man, let me come on, let me race.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And my nickname, so when I was like 16, it all came full circle, Sale.
Wow.
I want to go to the races in Salton Sea, and you're gonna laugh at this. So I asked a couple of the guys around, a guy named Wolf that used to be in the DOs, used to work for Pee Wee at the time. I said, hey Wolf, I got a badass bike here. I got my Honda, and it's right. I can whoop everybody's ass down there this weekend in Salton Sea, but I need a ride to get it there. He looked at me like I was crazy. He said, man, I'm taking my truck, my van, and you ain't putting no damn motorcycle in it. So me being Tom, I just said, fuck it. I'll ride the bike. I took the cam, all the good stuff out of it, and put it in a makeshift backpack at the time, put all my tools on the back of the bike, and I went to Salton Sea.
No, you did. You didn't ride. You did not ride from the LA. So you took the race bike, dumbed it down to be street legal, and then rode it to Salton Sea?
Rode it to Salton Sea. You actually need the old cats. They'll tell you all of this shit.
Wow.
All the old cats, they'll tell you all this shit.
So you on a motorcycle, you on a race bike dumbed down now to street legal or to street ready, and you got a backpack full of parts and tools.
You've got a backpack. I'm telling you, I should be getting paid for building making the first backpack.
You say you created the backpack.
Yeah. So we get to Salton Sea that Friday night. We get to Salton Sea that Saturday morning, and it was a beautiful ride there. And I'm like chilling, and I'm like, we hang out all day Saturday and eat all the food, and then Wolf let me sleep in the back of his truck and get some rest. And then I wake up that evening, and then I grab food and all of that junk, and then it's time. It's time for me to break my motor down and put my cams and my high dollar rock arms and take the clutch out of it and put my good clutch in it and everything. And I'm race ready, change the rear sprocket, put my chain on.
And you did all this out there at Salt Sea, just out there, just
all of that out there.
Wow.
Now it's time to whoop everybody's ass. Sunday morning come, I jump in the class. They had 3 classes at the time. I jump in the middle class, which was a bad boy class, and I get to whooping all these grown motherfuckers' ass. and so and I'm like, cool, So it was if any of the people from LA that's on this thing now, they know what I'm talking about. If they're older, they know. And so at the time, I'm working out of Pee Wee's shop in the back what he called the Yang department.
Okay.
So we back there working, and that's where I built my bike at. So now I'm racing. I'm whooping these old motherfuckers' ass. I'm whooping their ass, Sal. So it was a dude named, bless his soul, his name was Touch and Go. In the King Cobras. He just died not too long ago, And so I'm racing Touch and Go and a dude named Doodoo. These dudes are grown motherfuckers in the King Cobras at the time.
Wow.
So I'm whooping these dudes' ass, right? So they decide they're gonna come gang up on me. They go get this dude named Chopper Said, that did a lot of racing back then. They go get all these pro riders to race Little Black Tommy. So now they all looking for me. I'm showing you how young I was then, Sal. They looking for me. And Pee Wee, it was Magoo that was the president of the Cobras at the time. Him and Pee Wee, they get together and said, well, let's go find Tommy. And Magoo was like, well, they want to race him for some money this time. So I was like, shit, so they looking for me. They couldn't find me. Guess where they find me at, Sal?
Where?
They find me. They had an ice cream eating contest for the kids.
So you done whooped ass on the track, and now you try to get some free ice cream. You over there in the ice cream eating contest for the kids.
Like a motherfucker. Eat ice cream. So that's where I got the nickname Ice Cream Boy. Because they looking for me, and they searching, and they said, man, is that him over there eating ice cream?
Wow.
And they said, yeah. So they gave me the name Ice Cream Boy.
Cause see, I'm gonna tell you how I know about Salt. See, my dad was in a van club. Back then van clubs was real popular back then too. And my uncle Curtis, Dr. Dre's father, was into the motorcycle racing. So we used to go to Salt Sea. That was a van run, a motorcycle run, van run that weekend. So we used to go to Salt Sea based on that with the vans and all that. And everybody, everybody would be out there, the bikes and the vans and all that. So yeah, but you say you went from racing, you done rode a motorcycle as a kid all the way out to Salt Sea. How many miles is that from LA?
What is it? Almost 180 miles or something like that?
Yeah. So you done rode a motorcycle 180 miles. The once a racer, now you over there with the kids eating ice cream.
Yeah. I won a bunch of ice cream, and now I gotta go whoop all these old motherfuckers' ass. Wow. So now they come back and they tell me they want to race me. This was my first race for real money. They want to race for $200, $100 on each side. Pee Wee said, come on, Ice Cream Boy, you can do it. I get up, they said, you done beat him before, just do it again.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I whooped his ass again.
Wow.
So that's how it all started right there.
Say, man, we're going to pay some pay some bills, man, play some commercial, pay some bills. Man, listen to that, man. Y'all listening to a legend, man. Tommy Bolton, that's my peeps. That's my unk, man, for real. Play no games. He's giving y'all some major history, man, from being in the deuces at an early age, 15 years old, in a motorcycle club. So we're going to talk about that. And then we riding the motorcycle all the way to Salt Sea to eat ice cream. Hey, you something else, Huck, man. We're going to pay some commercials and we be right back, man.
Select Luxury Cars, proud sponsor of the FHO Podcast Live Show. The most diverse luxury vehicle selection in the greater Atlanta area. The highest quality customer service and unmatched nationwide pricing. Contact Mike Goodall at 678-855-2292 to schedule your appointment today. Select Luxury Cars, trusted family dealer since 1994.
Say, man, don't forget my man Mike Goodall got what you need, man. If you're looking for a high-end luxury car or you're just looking for something cool, they do trade-in and stuff like that, too. So sometimes they got some little cool deals. But if you're looking for anything nice, Mercedes, Rolls Royce, Range Rovers, whatever, hit him up, man. I guarantee you, just tell him FHO sent you. He going to work a deal for you. I promise he's not going to let you leave up out of there. And he got the real deal. We ain't talking about no play. No fake, no whoop-de-wop. So we got the real deal, man. So hit him up, man. My man Mike Goodall, Select Luxury Motors.
Eco One, the superior eco-friendly motorcycle and auto detailing spray. Eco One super wetting and low foaming polymer technology cleans by flowing underneath the dirt particles and lift them away from the surface. All you need to do is spray, wipe, and watch the amazing shine appear. All of this is done with very little time and effort, but the results look like you spent all day waxing your vehicle. Eco One. Don't ride dirty.
Say, man, you guys know about the Eco One. It is the wax, the cleaner, the wax that I swear by, especially on my motorcycles and cars. So give them a call. Check this out. If you need a quality cleaner, and again, my man Eco Shorty, Eco Stove, good cats, man, the whole 9 yards. Hit them up. 323-456-ECO1. Tell them Big Sale sent you, or you can hit them online, ECO1motorsport.com. Put in the discount code FHO. See what kind of discounts you get. They might show you some love. Who knows, man? FHO taking care of you, man. So,
God damn. It's Big Sale. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
say, man, we back, man, and I got the legend himself, my man Tommy Bolton, Uncle Tommy. I call him Uncle T200, man. We're going to get into why they call him T200. Well, I call him T200. But right now he's giving you a history lesson, man, on some real inside info. He's name dropping. He's dropped some real important names, some people that have been in this game and some people that are still in the game, man. And I want to say this, Unc, too. It's kind of amazing to hear your story and to hear that all these different people you connected with, all because you was a nosy-ass little boy.
It goes even crazier because, it goes even crazier because now that I'm getting older and all of this old stuff right here, and you're gonna tie the if you got time, you're gonna tie the dots together and you're gonna be like, wow, this is what this real story was about.
Yeah,
yeah, because you're gonna laugh at what I'm finna tell you now. John Bunch knows the deal. Who they really, the real biker boy was about. You follow me?
Please don't, because he claimed he wrote it. It was all about the whole 9 yards. If I call him right now, that's what he'll say. He said he wrote Biker Boy, and it was about him.
Yeah. Okay. Everywhere they stopped the film, they said Black Tommy did this. Black Tommy did this. Hey, now I'm finna drop something on you. Okay. I had an uncle. I got an uncle named Uncle Charles.
Okay.
Uncle Charles. They call him Charles the Dog. One of the co-founders of the Deuces Motorcycle Club.
Okay.
A white club came to him. I want you to just listen to what I'm saying, Sal.
I got you.
You say I can say whatever.
Say whatever the fuck you want to say. It's all about you.
All right. A white club came to him and told him, says, hey, one of y'all boys came over here and hustled my boys out of some money on one of them Hondas. He said, what? He said, yeah. The little kid named Black Tommy came over here and hustled one of my boys out of some money, one of the white clubs out there in Long Beach.
Say what club is it? Say what club it is.
One of the white clubs.
Okay, just one of the white clubs.
Okay, and they came and jammed him up.
Okay.
Now, do you hear that? Do you follow that scene?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, all right. Now, then me and my guys, we had a little club. When I left the Deuces, they wouldn't let my youngsters in the club with me because we was all young.
Yeah.
So we formed a club in L.A. at the time we called the Young Bloods. So we would sit outside of the clubs, outside the Deuces, outside the Rising Suns, outside all of these clubs, outside the Brothers of the Sun. We could fuck with them. Chose a few. They whoop our ass. They didn't want us jockeys. They just come up and just Uncle Emmett, he just come up and just whoop our ass. he just said, "Nigga, y'all quit making all that goddamn noise in front of this club."
Yeah.
But none of them other guys could catch us.
Okay.
But it was fun. It was fun back then.
Yeah.
It was real fun on the set. Real fun.
So you saying this is your confession that the movie Biker Boys was based off of Tommy and his heroics, Uncle Black Tommy and his heroics.
If you think about it, and I raced everybody. The dude that they talk about, Fookie, that was from Pasadena. Them dudes they was from Altadena, and we would all go to San Bernardino. I beat the brakes off them dudes all the time. They had no chance.
So what happened with the 200? Did you win the 200? And did you get any of the 200, or they kept the 200? Because I imagine they put up the 200 because I'm just imagining.
They put up the 200, and Pee Wee won the money and gave me the 100.
Okay.
And so back then, 100 to a kid that had that. If I'd have knew what I know now, only thing I wanted was a new pair of Cocoa Sacks and some Chucks. So shucks.
So you in the game. You fly as hell with 100 now. So, and I'm gonna tell you where you was going to buy them. You was going to Kenny's shoe store right there on Rosecrans and Central to buy them too, wasn't it?
I was going right there on Manchester and Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you didn't think I know about that Kenny shoe store right there on Central and Rose.
Yeah. Well, one of your guys, somebody on your site here said 126. It was Compton. No, it wasn't Compton.
It was borderline. It was borderline. Yeah, it was borderline.
When you cross.
That was El Segundo. That was really El Segundo. Yeah.
Yeah, that was El Segundo area.
Yeah.
But all of that stuff right there, I grew up around all of that junk right there. But I ended up winning the race at Salton Sea. Like I said, then when I got through winning the race, Wolf Day wouldn't give me a ride home. Wouldn't give me a ride to the Salton Sea. He seen me break out all my tools, and I was getting ready to put my bike back together, take my bike apart, put the cam and everything. And now I got everybody's telling me, don't take your bike apart. I'll give you a ride home. Give you a ride home.
Wow.
But, I even had Mr. Magoo, president of the Cobras, said, Black Tommy, don't take your bike apart. I'll give you a ride home.
Wow.
Then Wolf ended up putting the bike in his truck and took it home. But after then, I went to all the races like San Bernardino, Salton Sea. I won those races multiple times. So I grew up in this whole young motorcycle sport type deal. So so I got to really do it from one level to the next level. So it was trying.
What's amazing though? What's amazing, Unc, is that really how a kid's interest, how a kid just, hanging around, and he catch the bug, and he just happened to be, to me, this story is the story of two. You just happen to be in the right places, to be around the right people, and your knowledge of soaking the game was just there, and you soaked it all up and got into it, man. From mini bikes to this, and like I said, meeting all of the people that you met over the years, and to still be here and tell about it, man, and we're gonna get into what further etched you into the game as far as breaking the records and the first to go this and this and that, but just to hear all of this history right here and to name drop, man, for me, I'm super excited, and it's just amazing to me that we have a person of this caliber still here, still able to tell these stories, and bring it back how it used to be, as far as what it was, man, and that's what I'm stoked about. And I just want to tell all my listeners, man, check this out, man. You're listening to FHO Podcast Radio. Don't forget to show some love. Don't forget to support the channel, man, from your donations. PayPal, fastharleysonly@gmail.com. You can hit the Cash App, $FHOHNIC, or you can hit the Super Chat button, man, and get this history that we're giving you. It ain't easy, man, to get these people to take time out of their day to sit down and give you this history, man. And if you love this racing stuff, you're talking to one of the legends, one of the L.A., California original legends, man, who was a part of this and who is still a force to be reckoned with today. So we go from that, Uncle, to now you back from Salton Sea. Everybody now is understanding that you mean business. What goes on from there?
Oh man, it just goes from one extreme to the next extreme. Now guys are getting older and they taking it more serious. So now we're getting bikes that's really, really flying now. And
so let me ask you this: what was fast back then in Salton Sea? When you won in Salton Sea, how fast was you going? What was fast back then?
Oh, man, you gonna laugh? My bike then, and I'm a kid in school. Okay, I'm a kid in school. I'm 16 years old, and my bike was going 1150s, 1120s at the time.
In the quarter or in the eighth?
In the quarter. We didn't know nothing about no eighth.
I'm just saying. So in the quarter, you going 12, 1150, and that was fast.
1150s.
So how fast? 80 miles, 90 miles, 75 miles?
It was 110, 112 miles an hour.
Wow.
And you going and guess who one of my rivals was at the time?
Who?
Handlebar Lee Hayes.
Handlebar Lee. What's that? Oh, Handlebar Lee, man. So Handlebar Lee come from racing. See, I didn't even know that. You just get I didn't know he come from racing. Okay.
Well, Handlebar Lee came to me one day, and he got fired from riding for Mr. Magoo, and he says, "Black Tommy, your bike run pretty good. Let me get on it." I was like, "No," and then he said, "Let me get on it. Let me get on it." So we was out at this track called Terminal Island, Big Willie,
back in the
President
day,
of the Street.
Street Racers MC, Big Willie Street Racers. Shout out! I got you. Yeah. I'm on you. I'm right here, man. I'm right here, man.
So I let Lee Hayes make a pass on my bike, and I was going 1150s, 1130s every now and then. And this dude talked so much, and and talk so fast that I let him get on the bike, right?
Yeah.
He made me the fastest in L.A. because he went 1090 on my bike.
And you've been going 1150 to 1130.
We talking about 1977.
Wow.
Coupe de Villes.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
With Brohams. You follow what I'm saying?
We talking about big boats. Deuce and a quarter and all that. Big boats.
Yeah, man.
Lincoln Mark V and Lincoln Mark Fho'S and all. Yeah.
So when he did that, that furthermore made me crazier because it put my little business on the map even more because everybody's seen that I was having fast bikes, all of that. They didn't have to go here, there, and they was reliable.
At that time was 10.9 fast?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to remember a production 750 Honda off the showroom floor only went 1350s, 1320s.
Okay.
Now I got a 750 Honda going 10s.
Wow.
Unheard of.
Okay. So killing the game. He doing his thing. He getting his recognition. He getting his props.
So what I'm trying to say, I wasn't just going. I just didn't start going fast. I've been doing it. You know, some people build up to it. I'm like that tree, that palm tree that sit out in front of your mama's house, that great big palm tree.
Yeah.
It just didn't it just didn't start as a big tree.
It just got on
So
out
I
there.
grew into this speed.
Shout out to my man. Shout out to Don. Hey Don, I love you, sis. And shout out to my man Star Roof for the donations. Appreciate you guys. So now he takes your bike faster than you ever taken it. I'm imagining now you're a little jealous because somebody else done rode. First off, another man done sat on your bike, and now he done outrode it better than you. So what do you do now? You figure so at that point it's the rider then, right? It's not the bike, it's the rider.
Yeah, so now I got to go back to work and sharpen my riding skills up.
Yeah.
Thanks to Lee Hayes, he made me a better rider. I was like, okay, all right. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that.
So before then, it was just you. What you knew, you hadn't taken any classes or any advice on riding. You just would get on the bike and do you.
No, only thing that I wasn't. I could watch the riders and all of that stuff, and I could look at them, but until Lee Hayes came and showed me the art of sliding the clutch and giving it the gas and having control and being still moving, then I understood, wow, this is what I need to do to go fast.
Wow. Okay.
So, but to fix that, what you just said, I got better. He made me better, and not only could I ride the bike, I could build a bike, so it wasn't no cap where somebody could tell me don't do it. So I was just
because like I said, you know how far to rev it and where to because you like you say you building it and riding it. So shout out to Handlebar Lee. That was some history right there. I didn't know Handlebar. So after he rode your bike, did you guys ever have to race each other, or he end up racing?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I fucked him up all the time.
After that,
yeah.
All right, so now you go from that. Are you still in the shop behind at Pee Wee shop then, or you get your own shop now, or what do you do?
I was still at 17. At 17, because at 17, being a little bad motherfucker in LA, of course you get in trouble here and there, but I got in trouble for stupid shit, for riding mini bikes down Martin Luther King and getting caught running from the police and running in the back of people and all this old junk.
Yeah.
So I end up having to go to YA for a little bit. And so but it wasn't nothing like it is today,
So even with all this success in the racing and dirt and you racing street bikes, you still messing with the mini bikes at 17 years old?
No, I'm talking about I kept running and doing all of this stuff at the same time, getting in trouble and going to court one day, and the judge said, "Sir, this cannot be you." I said, "You're right." He said, "Somebody's used your name and got 64 tickets."
And you and they're like, "Yeah, whoever it is need to stop."
I said, we all need to find him
immediately.
Yeah.
Hey man, so you end up going to YA. So now you off the streets. How long you off the streets?
Not even just a short time, and I think I was like right at the time that I, no time hardly, So
yeah.
I was back, but they put me on a farm. They put me on a farm, and on a pig farm where you just sit there and farm pigs, and then we went in the barn one day, and guess what was in the barn? Dirt bikes.
A dirt bike. What?
And we learned. So I fixed all the dirt bikes, and I was friends with everybody.
Wow. Boy, this motorcycling thing make it all easy, don't it? Learn how to work on a motorcycle, make it all easy, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
So now you come home from YA. You come home from YA. What's your first move?
It's back working on motorcycles. That's all.
Yeah. Go right back to working on motorcycles. Any angry customers or upset customers because you done left and didn't get a chance to work on their motorcycle?
Huh?
I said, any angry customers or upset customers that are mad because you left and didn't get a chance to work on it? Yeah.
Oh, everything was cool then. You didn't have no problems like that.
Yeah.
Then I left Pee Wee, and I got a job working at a place called California Honda at the time.
Okay.
And I worked at California Honda for years.
Wow.
Yeah. And I learned a lot there.
Okay.
Well, Honda dealer.
Well, I tell you what, if you got some time, I'm going to let you go. We've been on it long enough, over an hour. So listen, man, this is part one. Whenever I get Unc back, man, we'll finish this part two. We're going to start him off at California Honda, and pick up from there, man. But Unc, I really appreciate your time, man. The story is amazing. To know some of the people that you know and to hear these names and everything like that, man, that is just awesome. I love you. I thank you. And whenever you're ready, man, we can come back and do part two. What's that? Okay, so some of the question is, Don says, ask Uncle Tommy if he could do it all over again, would he?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ain't no
question about it.
But ain't no question about it. The only thing that's bad now, the youngsters of the day, they don't see, they don't, you got to stay, that's why, you got to look at any of these rappers that do this stuff. They got to put in a lot of groundwork to get to where they're at.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a lot of time. And that's why the ones that make it is the ones that sacrifice some of the parties and clubs and all of that stuff that follow their dream. If I had to do it, nowadays, we dreamed it and lived it and did everything. So that's one of the things that I was blessed. I think that I was blessed to be able to do,
So I got somebody say, shout out to Big Tommy from Coach Cheese Wilson. I don't know if you know Coach Cheese Wilson, but that was for
Coach
you.
Cheese Wilson?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Name sounds familiar.
Well, look here, man. I appreciate you, Unc. Appreciate your time, man. And we're going to have to come back and do part two. Interesting story, man. We definitely will love this. And again, man, thank everybody for supporting me. Thank everybody for showing love. Today we reached over 5 million views on YouTube. So let me give myself a shout out. Let me give myself a hand clap, man, and a round of applause. And not only give it to me, but share it with you guys as well, because it's because of you guys.
And don't forget, we got a race coming up. August 2nd and 3rd. Outlaw Armageddon Tombow Racing is hosting the bagger class and the drag bike class. It's a no prep race, flashlight start, real street racing at the track with no police.
You say flashlight start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when is this again? August 2nd and 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
And where's August 2nd and 3rd? Where at again?
It's in Noble, Oklahoma.
Noble, Oklahoma. You're going to send me the link so I can put the link on all my social medias. But August 2nd and 3rd, Noble, Oklahoma. Flashlight start, that's going to be hot. Flashlight start, street racing at the track. So no police, nothing to worry about. That's going to be some cool stuff. So again, Unc, man, awesome. Hey, give him your number, man, also for the shop. Tombow Racing, you still doing custom builds, the whole 9 yards. Give it to him.
Yeah, it's 405-493-9033.
405-493-9033. Is that what you said?
Yeah. 1033 Southeast Grand Boulevard, Oklahoma City, 73129.
There it is there, man. Hey, man, that's my
they go. Hey, and then let me tell you one thing. If you want to hear pressure, these guys holler about pressure. Just imagine growing up with guys like the real Freeway Rick Ross, Harry-O, and all of these guys. They
don't know nothing about Harry-O and Rick.
All of these guys that I grew up with, and then we go to the street races, and they like, Tom, go over there and tell them that I got 50 on you.
Yeah, that part. They don't know nothing
That's
about
when
that.
the pressure. We'll talk about that on number 2.
Yes,
okay?
we're definitely talking about that, man. So it is what it is, man. It's your boy, Big Cell, Fho'S. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You gotta love it, man. This history that's being taught, man. So stay tuned for part 2. Tombo, Uncle Tommy, doing this thing, man. Uncle Tommy, I love you, appreciate you. And we definitely, whenever you're ready to do part 2, we here, man.
All right, brother.
There it is there. Say, man, thank you for supporting the channel, man, supporting the movement, man. This is new music, actually, too. Let me see. New music by, let me see something. Let me pull it up real quick. Tell me what y'all think about this. Let me see. Where we at? Where is this music at? Hold on, y'all. Come on, man. The man just sent it to me. Hold on. This is new music. Where you at, man? Where you at? Oh, that's probably why I'm in the wrong email. Hold on. From Stacy Miller, new music from Stacy Miller. He sent me 7 songs. So we'll be playing them and going over them. Let me know what y'all think.
I'm chewing on your bubble gum. Wipe me down, baby, till I get your body like a Hershey's kiss, skin touched by the sun, and I must admit.
God damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
Say, man, y'all know, love yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. It's Thursday night. Wherever you are, man, enjoy it. If you're on your motorcycle riding, be safe. Get ready for the weekend coming up. There's a lot of things going on all over the world. Just be safe, man, and have some fun. To all my OGs, we love you. We appreciate the history, my man Tommy. I love you guys, man. To everybody that donated, everybody that's watching, peace, love, and all that from your boy Big Cell Fho'S, man. And again, thank you all for 5 million views on YouTube. I love you. I can't do it without you. Let's get to 6. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified. And again, I appreciate you. Truly, I do. Can't do it without you. Peace.
You won't do it for your baby, he's a dum-dum. No. Have you hollering Brizzle, Mr. number 1. That Brizzle never touch these hoes, that's a O for sure. Yeah. They know when they come through the front door. Yeah. Even though I miss you at the club, though, you still my sexy star, that's for sure. Holla at me, yeah.
Sexy, I can't dare. Girl, you know you look so sweet. Look so sweet. And you got my attention. I see you choosing me. I see your brown skin complexion. Makes me wanna lay you down and beat up the question. I just want you next to me. My sexy eye
FHO is a lifestyle, a movement, grown folks' business.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I can't.
I said it tastes like
home, Cardinal. Give it to him, Cardinal.
I said it tastes like candy.
God damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.